Good afternoon, everybody. I haven't done one of these vlogs for a long time, partly because I've not had anything really interesting to say, but I was doing a series of video conferences and video calls with people across the world today. So as my camera was still set up, I thought I would just update everybody on where we are. So two things really. What have I been doing generally, and what am I doing in the next few months in terms of my fitness competing journey. In the last few months really, I decided to take a few months off work after coming back from the Falkland Islands, partly because I was still suffering. I was still quite tired after having had quite a lot of treatment for testicular cancer in the summer of last year, which played with my mind and my body. So after having a fairly hard, 4 months worth of work on the other side of the world, decided that I'd enjoy Christmas, focus on my training and competing aspirations again, and just take a few months off work, really spend a bit of quality time with Sean. So that's been absolutely fantastic. As many of you who follow me on social media will know, I've still been, I don't know whether I'm getting older. I get increasingly frustrated, but certainly in the last few months I have become increasingly frustrated, realising just how stupid the average member of the general public is, believing all of the fake news stories, from the fact that supermarkets are going to run out of food come Brexit, and that medicines are going to have to be stockpiled, and the transport will stop and aeroplanes will be grounded. And you do have to wonder really if the people that believe those stories, you do remember if breathing wasn't an automatic reaction, whether they'd remember to breathe, because they really are quite stupid. Of course, Hitler couldn't defeat this country in the Second World War trying to disrupt our supply lines. So I'm pretty sure that as we're at peace at the moment, the European companies are going to want to continue trading with us, as will of course the rest of the world, picking up any slack if the European society companies called fucktards. I think the other thing I've been railing against is fitness models and their pretense that they're somehow philosophers, particularly those that post quotes from Gandhi on Motivational Monday or Monday Motivation, when they're trying to compare something they enjoy doing, which is eating a restrictive diet, being quite selfish and going to the gym to look pretty, is in any way comparable to Gandhi's thwarting an overthrow of the British Empire in response to the British murder of hundreds of thousands of Indians in what was to become Pakistan when it was partitioned. So it's just crazy. I think fitness models should stick to doing what they do best, not being very bright and looking pretty, and just posting enough material on their YouTube, OnlyFans, Instagram, Facebook channels and Twitter to provide sufficient wank banked material for those who can't be bothered to go to the gym, and of course for their gay, lesbian and straight followers. That will do the world a favour really, because we all need a little bit of release, don't we, every now and again. So I've been railing against those, also railing against fitness models who claim that their physiques are all down to what they eat, what they train and being committed. Of course they always forget about their supplementation plans that they're on. So I do live in hope that one day fitness models will talk about the whole picture and the whole story, so that young people who are thinking about a career in fitness modelling understand that it's not just about diet, training and commitment and effort, unless you are genetically the 1% of the world that were lucky enough to be born with fantastic genetics, that there is a little bit of other stuff you have to put in your body too. Apart from that, in terms of my competing aspirations, I will be competing this year. Last time I stepped on stage was 2017 as an amateur, when I came third in international model, third in the over 35s fitness, and of course I won the transformation category of Pure Elite in Margate. I have registered with Pure Elite for their Pro World Championships in November this year. I won't be doing any of the categories that people would think I would be doing. I've got a bit of a stretch target on. Progress is going incredibly well. Training every day pretty much, following a great diet plan, packing on quite a bit of size, which I purposely don't show in the same selfies that take me milliseconds to take and upload. As you can see, I'm the Trump of the fitness world. I say what I think, and you either love me or like me. Love me or like me. You either love me or hate me. So I'm a bit like the Marmite of the fitness world, I suppose. So I'm looking forward to getting on stage again, and just to seeing what my physique, how it's changed in the last 2 years, and what results will yield themselves come November. The abuse continues from other fitness professionals in the messages I get on a weekly basis, and the calls from withheld numbers that I get on a weekly basis. It just goes to show that despite people saying we're all in this together and we're here to support each other, actually there are a number of fucktards in fitness who are out just to make life a living hell for other people. So I do get my fair share of abuse. It's probably because I call out those that lie and deceive, particularly those that have had a bit of competing success and then decide to go into coaching, selling generic plans, but hiding behind or pretending that they are bespoke and charging the earth, basically just exploiting other people's hopes and aspirations to line their own pockets, and that really does piss me off slightly. Apart from that, life's going pretty well. I mean, as I say, as I get older, I do tend to find that I'm becoming less politically correct, but that's probably because society is, or people in society are not standing up for and calling out what is bollocks on a daily basis. I mean, for example, I still can't get my head around how you can go to bed with a dick called Jack one night, wake up with the same dick and call yourself Julia the Tree the following morning. Things like that really do confuse me, how the world is becoming increasingly politically correct but completely nonsensical at the same time. Common sense doesn't seem to be a feature of modern day society. Apart from that, everything is going incredibly well. Life is good, life is happy, despite the comments that I get from people that say that I'm quite negative in my posts. Negativity is a perception. If you think that I'm saying something that's negative, it says more about you than me. Those that know me know that actually the views I express are often not my own. I often say things from a devil's advocate perspective just to provoke a bit of debate. And I do like a little bit of confrontation and drama. The world would be a boring place if we surrounded ourselves with like-minded people, like a lot of people in fitness suggest you should. Then you're never going to be challenged, you're never going to change, you're never going to evolve. I mean, groupthink is a really dangerous thing. If you surround yourself with people that think exactly the same as you, you're not really going to know you're doing something wrong. And for me, that's quite a dangerous concept. So on that wonderful note, my Monday moan update is over. I'll speak to you all soon. Have an amazing week. Bye-bye.